Also, my hair is like a complete mess. I think I should just cut it off. I don't know, see what happens. It's day 8 of NaNoWriMo, and while the video for week 1 is uploading to YouTube, I thought I'd take a quick moment to do an update for today. My word count is still okay. I've only written about 300 words so far today, but I'm hoping to get to at least 2,000, 2,500, which shouldn't be too much of a stretch because that's kind of my average so far. But that's just today's update, and we'll see how it goes. It's the 9th of November 2016, and I'm going to try and remain positive. Actually, yeah, I do actually have some good news. Yesterday was my most productive day of NaNoWriMo so far, and it was, let's see, 4,428 words, and I'm really happy with that. It's currently raining, and I'm doing this while sitting in the car in a car park, so I forgot to record it earlier on today. Today, writing word number wise, has kind of been average so far. Did a couple of sprints. I did about 1,500, so I can easily do another 1,000 before going to sleep tonight. Although today writing wise has been kind of average, the story itself has changed quite significantly. So if you watch the pre-NaNoWriMo blog, you'd know that I wanted to do 3 parts. First part comedy, second part drama, and third part whatever would happen. So the first part, it was based on the script, and the second part I had notes which I was going to use for that I'd already written down like a year ago. The thing is, I changed one fundamental thing about the script quite early on without thinking it would be too big a deal, and it actually means that the entire third act of the script is pointless. But I have also randomly added in more characters. So there's a family in it that was never meant to be there before, which is adding some conflict and whatnot. These people were not meant to exist. Like, for instance, I didn't even have a name planned for them. I had to ask someone in the groups to give me a name. I don't know where the story's going. I've got half an idea where it should go, but I'm not sure exactly where. But if I do get a bit more written today, I should be able to reach the 25,000 mark, which is halfway through NaNoWriMo, 9 days in, which is, or 10 days, I have no idea what the date is, but still pretty impressive. And I'm kind of trying to beat last year's word count. That day where I wrote 4,000 set me over the top, so I'm able to like try and beat last year's NaNoWriMo like word count day for day, which makes me happy. Yeah, I'm going to get quite a lot written this weekend. May even finish the first half of the story. See what happens. Today's word count, 6,660. That's more than 10%. No, that's 11% in one day. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's going to be a 2-book story instead of a 3-book story. The first book is set in the past, talking from the beginning of the zombie outbreak all the way to the present point. So that book is told from the, in the past tense with kind of an omniscient like viewpoint, because you can see everything and see how it led there. Whereas the second book, because it's being written at the time, that means I can write in a completely different style. Like, instead of saying, oh, I knew that was going to happen, or oh, looking back, that's why that happened, I can now have surprises to the character, which is really good. Also, the amount I'm writing, like on a daily basis, and let's say now between 2,000 and 6,000 words, means that I will get this book done, hopefully November 20th. It's stupid of me to give a time for that, because I always miss my deadlines if I ever mention them on the videos, but it will be done before the end of November, I can say that, and that means I can do the quick read through and quick edit. I can go and order it on Blurb and get it done and get the books home in time to give for Christmas gifts. So this is all going very well. I honestly expect my laptop to blow up, the file to get corrupted even though I've backed it up in several different places, or something stupid like that to happen in the next few days. But until then, it is all going really well. And that is day 11. or 10, I can't even remember now. But yeah, in any case, making good progress. Day 12 of NaNoWriMo has been dedicated to housekeeping of the novel. As I've been writing the novel, I've been making notes of things that I need to go back and check, and that has, as you can see, led to a whole page of notes. Now my thinking is, if I go through the novel today and just slowly work my way through it, that way I don't have to spend ages at the end of it just doing bits and pieces. Just do little bits as I go along and it should work out fine. It's almost 1 PM on day 13 of NaNoWriMo, and thanks majorly to some late night sprints, I was actually able to do my word count by about 2:30 this morning. So I'm currently in the 1,800 kind of area for today's written words, which has brought my total up to about 35,340. That's just the total I'm on now, so I'll probably do a few more sprints later on, so I'll probably bump that up a little bit. But I've been comparing it to last year's NaNoWriMo that I also was able to get more than 50,000 words, and so it's day 13. Day 13 of last year's NaNoWriMo, I was on 28,713, which means that I am more than 6,000 ahead of last year's Nano, and that one I completed successfully, so this one should be absolutely fine. Because I did my word count so early in the day, I'm going to use today to try and do a few more things, like for instance I want to work on a mix CD that's going to go along with the novel. Remember, it's a gift, so it's going to be a gift hardback novel as well as a mix CD in the back. So I'll work on the playlist for that, because I'm terrible at making mix CDs. And I'm also going to work a bit more on the front cover. So I've got a good idea what the front cover is going to look like, but I want to finalise it today and get that done. Like I said, at the moment I'm on 35,000. I'm not going to give myself a goal. Let's just say I'm ahead of target and it's all good, but I want to do more. Also, ignore the shirt. Or don't, it's a pretty cool shirt. It's got 2 dudes on it, and it says size does matter. It's day 14 of NaNoWriMo, and I've almost broken through the 40,000 word barrier. If all goes right, I should actually break through it today. The first book is done. So the first book, like I said before, was the pre-story, the how I got here. So now it's book 2, and it's changed from a different perspective. So rather than someone looking back, it's now someone living in the present of the story, which means I get to change the writing style a bit, which will probably make it a bit more interesting for me, and it means I should be able to easily go from that 40,000 to hopefully 60,000 point without getting too bored, because obviously I've used 40,000 words to bring myself here. The story does need a few edits. At the bottom of the Word document I've got a whole paragraph which is just things that need doing. So a few days ago I worked through stuff that needed doing, and as I've written the story I've created more things that needed doing. So it's always a work in progress, because I don't want to be writing, get to a point and then think, oh, I need to go back and do that, and then lose the ebb and flow of where I was. So what I do, I just quickly write out in capitals at the bottom of the document, and then when I get a chance, or in between sprints, or whenever, I go back into the document, change this, change that, have a quick read through of that area, make sure it all fits properly. And I don't want to write something down and then 2 lines later I've written the exact same thing. The mix CD for the book is coming through okay. Got a few good songs on that one, and the book also, like I said before, it's going to have a few illustrations and things torn out of pages that's going to be put in there. So now I just want to figure out what book printing service I want to use. I've used Blurb in the past to print the first NaNoWriMo just for me, and that went absolutely fine, but I just wanted to see if there are any other options and alternatives out there. But it's 2 weeks in, I'm doing better than I thought, better than necessary, and this book should be finished before the month is up. Stay tuned for more.